everyone, I'm Lauren. Most people call me Loie, which is also the name of my brand. In case you don't know me, a little about myself, I am a published creative writer. My background is in advertising and online marketing, and I'm a brand voice expert. My mission as a brand voice coach is to work with spiritually guided entrepreneurs and show them that their voice matters and that their ideal clients are out there waiting to hear it. So I work with them to really focus in and craft their truest online brand voice. And as soon as your voice is clear, your brand can flourish and your clients can then finally hear you. And once they start hearing you, they're gonna hire you. That's the point, huh? That's what I'm here for. Let's get started. In this video, I'm going to share 7 ways to authentically brand your voice online. So the very first step in crafting a truly authentic brand voice is confidence. Confidence is key. It is everything. We have such a limited amount of space to speak online that a shaky voice is so easily detected. So if you're posting content or writing blogs, sharing things on Facebook with the energy of, does this make sense? Is this what my brand is about? I don't know if they're going to understand me. That energy translates into your content and is picked up by the people who you're trying to attract. And newsflash, that's not attractive. So one of the first things that I go over with my clients when I'm working with them is, walking them through the steps and showing them how to harness that confidence. They can then exude that through their content online. So an affirmation that I like to use is, trust the guidance, trust yourself, you've got this. And if I don't believe it right away, I just say it over and over and over until I do believe it. So that's the first step. The second step, number 2, is once you harness that confidence, you can then begin working on crafting that authentic brand voice. So the second step in this process is finding your focus. What are you offering to the world with your service? Is it health, guidance, humor, insight? This is the key ingredient to your brand voice because it is the tone in which all of your content is spoken in. For example, my focus is insight. With both my writing and my brand voice coaching business, I aim to provide insight with my work. I'm not teaching my clients anything that they don't already know. I'm not giving them a brand voice. I'm leading them through very specific steps that I've led myself through to help them find their own brand voice. In essence, I'm sharing my story in order to help them unearth their own, right? So once you understand what exactly your focus is, what you're offering, you can then narrow that down to one buzzword. This is my third step. It's very important. It's a very important exercise that I, really work on with my clients because it's kind of hard to do. But my intention with this exercise is to narrow your focus to really get clear on how you want to represent your brand online. Because buzzwords are great. They help target, they help express exactly what you're trying to say, but that's if they're used properly. So when they're used all at once, they not only are empty, they literally have no meaning, but they're also annoying. And you don't want your content to be annoying. So, your brand can be spiritual and guided and holistic and gluten-free and yogi and zen and coaching. It could be all those things. But when you're using all of those words all throughout your content, the only message you're sending is, I have no idea what my brand is about. So all of those things can hold equal significance to your business and should be portrayed accordingly in your content. However, in finding the one word that truly represents your brand, you're allowing yourself then to brand your voice and share it simply and clearly. Without those two things, you're going to sound like a mess. Your content has to be simple and clear. And through these steps, you'll be able to more easily get to that simplicity and that clarity. So for example, the term that I've landed on in this exercise is brand voice. That's what I do. That is what my brand is. That's what I represent. I give brand voice to my clients because that's what they need. So speaking of clients, number fourth step is understanding who your ideal client is. Who are you talking to? If you don't know who you're talking to, how are you going to say the right things? So next on the list is understanding who your ideal client is. There are all sorts of ways to do this. One simple tactic I use my focus and buzzword from steps 2 and 3 before, and I let them lead me to who needs to hear it the most, who needs to hear my voice, who needs to hear my message. So, for example, my mission is to provide insight to online entrepreneurs who feel unclear about their brand voice. Who do you think needs to hear that? Online entrepreneurs who are unclear about their brand voice. Duh. But what else can I gather from that statement? If they feel unclear, what else might they feel? They might feel misunderstood, not heard, fearful of failing, of not really understanding what they're doing, and only assume that they're emotionally invested in their business, which leads me to believe that they're heart-centered business owners. You see what I'm doing here? Each step leads me to the next answer. And at the end, I have a clear understanding, and you'll have a clear understanding of who you're speaking to. And once you know who you're speaking to, you can then start figuring out what you want to say to them. So next step number 5, is speaking the language of your client. Now, before you start talking to these people, you figured out what your focus is, who you're trying to talk to. But before you start saying anything to them, you need to learn their language. You obviously understand your business far more in depth than your potential clients. As a heart-centered entrepreneur, you speak a very specific language. You know your value. You practice what you preach. You live and breathe your work. However, your ideal client does not speak the same language. That's the whole point, isn't it? You want to share this passion with them. They need your gift. They need you to articulate it in a way that shows them that you're offering them something they need. My advice is to keep your content conversational with a subtle undertone of knowing just a little more than your clients do. You don't want to shove it down their throats. You don't want to seem like a know-it-all or pretentious, but you do want to convey to them that you do know something that they don't, and that you want to share it with them, give it to them. In doing that, you'll make their lives easier. Another thing that comes up a lot with my clients is when you're finally understanding the language of your client, of your ideal client, and how you want to speak to them, you have to be very specific in your wording, in your writing, in your content. A lot of people want to be very general, cast out a big net, and bring in whatever they catch. And man, that is so wrong, because without proper articulation of your message, without being specific, speaking to a very specific target, you're going to be left working for the wrong people, which is going to leave you unhappy. You're not going to be fulfilled. You're not going to be happy with the work you're doing. And it's going to leave those who truly need you without your help and guidance. So that's literally the opposite of what you want. So rather than being general and trying to reach everyone at the same time, be specific. Speak their language, and they will hear you. The 6th step in crafting the most authentic brand voice you possibly can is knowing your why. Why do you want to help these people? Sometimes we have been where our clients are currently. We've been through it, and we've gained insight through our experience, and therefore want to share it. That might be why we're doing this. Other times we have a natural gift, like a natural inclination. Something comes easily and naturally to us, and we want to share it with those who need it, with those who it doesn't come as naturally and effortlessly to. So understanding why you're doing what you're doing leads you to know why you're sharing and creating the content that you are. So knowing this removes the guesswork out of the equation. Will this content be helpful? Should I post this? You won't doubt your content anymore because you'll know why you're posting it. My last step, and I think this, just like number one, being confident, I believe that outside of just building your brand voice, that should be, a pillar of your life, is being confident, and it'll translate into your life just like it'll translate into your content. My 7th step is in the same vein. Vital, super important to having a clear, authentic brand voice is honesty. Be honest. Don't try to speak in some other voice. I don't want to make up a voice for you, speak in my voice for you, because that would be a disservice to you and to your clients, because they don't want to hear what I have to say. They don't want to hear what I'm making up for you to say. They need to hear what you have to say, what your voice is, the passion that lives inside of you. And through working together with me, I help you unearth that, dig it up, polish it off, and implement it online. I don't hand it to you, because that doesn't make any sense. So that's where the honesty comes in. Don't look outside of yourself for your voice. It's not out there, and it's not here either. I'm not giving it to you. It's inside of you. You have the voice. It just takes a little bit of work to clear it up. So when you let yourself be yourself, both online and offline, you will start to see how effortless it is to have an authentic brand voice. Honesty is the secret ingredient that's tying it all together. As soon as you just start, saying it like it is, speaking from your gut, knowing it's right, it's effortless. You don't even have to think about your content anymore. So that's it. All 7 steps to authentically brand your voice online. I really hope these tips help you in crafting your brand's essence. And if you still feel stuck on something or have any more questions, please feel free to reach out. My intention here is to create a conversation through my content. I would love to hear from you. I love speaking to you all. It's my biggest joy. So also, if you're ready to take the next step and really craft and launch your most authentic brand voice, I'm going to include a link below in the comments to my brand voice coaching package. It's a 6 weeks package. In those 6 weeks, we will work together one-on-one, and I will walk you through the very specific steps toward honing in on your voice, and I'll also give you all the tools you need to implement it online. And bonus offer, I have decided that if you mention this video, I will offer an extra 30-minute session added to the package. So if you let me know that you found out about this or you were sparked and intrigued by my package through this video, I will offer an extra 30-minute phone session in our coaching package, which is super valuable because the more we talk to each other, the more we can brainstorm. And I am really looking forward to getting to know you all and your businesses. So that's it. Those are the steps. And I look forward to watching all of your businesses and brands flourish online. So until next time, happy branding.